Hey, Miami sports fans. Stop by Canesware today at 2655 South University Drive in Davie, Florida. And check out their awesome merchandise selection of your favorite South Florida sports teams. From the Miami Dolphins, Hurricanes, Heat, Marlins, Florida Panthers, and Inter Miami, they've got it all. Celebrate your favorite team and show off your fandom with their beautiful team starter jackets, killer-looking helmets, team jerseys, cool shirts, and more. And if you're out of town or out of state, no worries. Go to caneswear.com and find everything they have on their site. Select what you want, and they will ship your gear to you. Anything over $99 is shipped for free. Don't wait. Stop at Caneswear today.
All right, hello everybody, and welcome to another edition of Fitz Talk Sports Network.
Bobby, you know, sometimes you're right, sometimes you're wrong.
All right, hello everybody, and welcome to another edition of Fitz Talk today on the Fitz Talk Sports Network. I'm Bobby Fitz Talk, and that's the one and only Fish Tank Hank. Fish Tank, what's up, brother? How you doing?
You know, with introductions like that, I'm always doing great, Bobby.
I told you I'd get you wrong.
Because I'm the one and only, so when you make me the one and only, my head just goes whoosh.
There you go. There you go. Oh, man. Well, everybody, everyone tuning in right now, especially Aladino. Good afternoon, sir. Villain, good to see you as always. Everyone watching, whether you're watching on Twitter, Twitch, or X, Facebook, YouTube, we appreciate you watching. If you're watching any other place but YouTube, do us a favor. Hop on over, surf on over, and come over and hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't already. Fish Tank, my man.
Yes,
Game
sir.
day today. Game 2 of the NFL preseason for the Miami Dolphins. They take on the Washington Commanders. We're going to get into that. But before we get into that, how the hell are you?
I'm doing great. Still doing some comic collecting. That's what I've been doing lately. Collect a few comics here and there. It's been fun. It's been fun. It can get expensive, though, so you got to watch what you do.
You got to be a little careful with that swiping. You got to be careful with that swiping.
It's easy to swipe, and next thing you know, you own it, but you got to pay for it.
That's right. That's right. And Fish Tank is talking about Whatnot, which he's a part of on there. Whatnot, it's Fish Tank Hank is his user, and he buys and sells comics and different types of merch on there. My brother Harrison, we got one on there. Whatnot, Sports Cards Chasers, sells and buys sports cards from there. He got me hooked on it. So we got some good cards. And Fish Tank, I saw you were in the show the other day. I saw you in the comments watching the show, so that was pretty cool. The Sports Cards Chasers, I think, under Sports Card Investor, I think, or excuse me, Stock Exchange. So you got some good cards going on there. He's chasing the Olympic card, I think, with LeBron, KD, and was it Giannis? Maybe not Giannis. Giannis is not Team USA. It was someone else. Somebody might know, but he's looking for that card. He bought like 6 boxes, Fish Tank, of those expensive cards so he could get that one. And there's a bounty out for it. You know, there people are like giving out, oh, if you find this card, I'll give you 100,000, and I'll give you 150. So my brother's like, I really want that card. He's like, yeah, no doubt. So he's chasing a card right now. But anyway. Lo-Fi in the house, Cap for life. Good morning, good sir. Damian, what's up, my man? Great to see you. Who is ready for game day? Dolphins versus the Washington Commanders. On the Washington Commanders side, I mean, goodness gracious, Jaden Daniels, excited about seeing him. Former Heisman Trophy winner of last year for LSU. See how that Dolphins D can hold up against him. But there's a lot to talk about. Let's start off before we get into the game, Fish Tank. Jalen Phillips. We've been talking about that edge rusher. Who's going to be the edge rusher? Oh, my goodness, this guy retired. And, we brought in this guy. But the man of the hour, the man with the power, Jalen Phillips, is back. He's activated off the PUP, looking to make his return week 1. A lot of people were shocked. As you know, we discussed this a while ago. Last February, I'm participating in this February, but last February, I participated in the Dolphins Cancer Challenge. And I was at the event in Hard Rock and saw Jalen Phillips during his recovery, and he was walking without a limp. And I was like, this guy is going to play week 1. I could see it. I could feel it. Lo and behold, he is. How excited are you for Jalen Phillips to be back? And how big is this for the Miami Dolphins, do you think?
Oh, this is huge. This is huge. You and I have been talking about it, especially me, as far as stopping the run and stopping the running quarterbacks. That has been Miami's Achilles heel on defense for the most part. And, I think with him back, having a year or two under his belt now, he's gone through an injury. But, these guys, once they get back on the field, they're usually pretty darn close to 100%, if not 100%. So I think he'll be ready. Chop Robinson tonight's going to be, spectacular, I hope. I'd like to see a lot of him. And I don't know. I'm just excited about the whole defense, and the team is just ready to go compared to last year. So I'm excited.
No doubt. I know, Villain is a little bit concerned that he thinks Jalen Phillips is coming back a little too early. I would say that I believe Miami. I trust Miami and Jalen Phillips. I think if Jalen Phillips was coming back a little too early, I can understand that for a player to try to be hungry to try to come back and have a monster year as he was having last year. But Miami, I think, would be smart enough to say, hey, slow it down. But I think Miami sees that he is ready to go. And I think this is going to be a huge boost for the Dolphins. What I found interesting, though, Villain and company, is that with Jalen Phillips coming back, there is Bradley Chubb looks like he could be closer to coming back rather than later, walking without a limp on the field and all whatnot. But Miami was in on a possible trade for Judon, who eventually went to Atlanta from the Patriots. Miami was in conversations with the Patriots before he ended up going to Atlanta. Atlanta, of course, stacking up on defense. Going after we beat them in preseason, they went, oh crap, we need help, and they went and got Justin Simmons, the safety, and they got Matthew Judon, edge rusher. So good on Atlanta, but I found it very interesting that this, in spite of Phillips coming back, Bradley Chubb possibly coming back earlier than expected, and what we already have on our edge rushers, with the crew Chop and Kamara, etc., that Miami would be interested and talk to the Patriots about Matthew Judon. Very interesting. So you can see Miami is still in a work in progress, even though I know most of us. George is in the house. Finn's Faithful Pod. Great to see you, brother. Adam, great to see you. We all feel that offensive line, hey, we need just keep building that O-line. We'd be a lot more comfortable. Miami keeps trying to build on the defense. I find that very interesting. Lo-Fi says, and great to see you, Lo-Fi. Patrick Paul not ready next year. If he is not ready next year, you're spending money on a left tackle, and that is not cheap.
Yeah.
Lo-Fi, I understand that. What I will say, though, everything that I've heard and read and seen, Patrick Paul is ahead of the curve. I think he's going to be more than ready. So far, that's what it looks. We don't know. People could take regrets and step back, whatever. That last game, he looked like he was progressing more than I thought he would. He's a raw project, no doubt, but he looked really good in game 1. I expect to see a lot more of game 2, and I think he will be ready next season, especially to step in that left tackle role, because he's sitting behind one of the best in Terron Armstead and a very serviceable left tackle in Kendall Lamb.
Yeah, definitely. I think with the people that are around him, it's going to accelerate his learning process throughout the whole thing, Bobby.
100%. And maybe that is the case. Maybe that's why even Finn's Faithful Pod, George, let me tell you guys something, man. If you guys love listening to podcasts, audio-wise, you're driving home from work, you're driving to work, go check out Finn's Faithful Pod. Great content, and the work he puts in and the homework he does on the players and everything is great. He was in on a lot of this information way before these players were picked. But he, again, he was like most of us, he was a little surprised with the Paul pick and a little put off just because we thought that there might have been people more advanced at that stage for that pick in regards of tackle. But he says right here, which I think we all can agree, Paul is ahead of where we thought he would be, which is pretty cool to see. And Adam, you're absolutely right. In Butchberry, we trust. What is up, Diggs? Great to see you, my man. Diggs on TikTok. Bobby, you live up north for Brewer would be an upgraded center. Yeah, so Brewer played for the Tennessee Titans. I live in Tennessee, near Nashville. Beautiful place. Brewer, would he be? No, I don't think so. That's just my opinion. I don't think he's bad. I think I would have felt better with Connor Williams at center. But in Butchberry, I trust. We got Brewer back there. We'll see how it goes. I think we don't fix what was broken or not broken. I don't think Connor Williams was a broken piece. I was more concerned with right guard and so forth. But it is what it is. Just my opinion, Cap. Others may disagree. No one is learning from Armstead on the practice field because he is not there. Well, he has a whole season to learn from him, Lo-Fi. It's a whole season, brother. Or sister. Which one? Anyway, don't matter. Anyway, moving on. Something interesting I heard this week, Fish Tank.
Yes, sir.
Miami at wide receiver.
Yeah.
Some may say are stacked. They got Tyreek Hill, the number one player in the NFL. They got Jalen Waddle. He just extended. Both of them just extended. You got Berrios. You got Malik Washington, the rookie. You got Craycraft. You have all these guys here. Braylon Sanders, and of course, Eazy-E. Eazy-E, like Channing Tindall, a lot of us will go, man, what happened with Izakama? What happened with this guy? Why hasn't he seen the field as much as we thought? It looks like he has a uphill climb to actually make this roster. If you look at the totality of the roster and especially the receiver position, you're like, you know what, this is hard for someone. Even like, you look at the other guys down there, I'm not really concerned, but Eazy, you're like, man, I see the potential, but I just don't know how he makes this roster. But despite of that, not seeing him much in the season or even last week, the coaching staff seems not to be giving up on him, Fish Tank. Let's read some of these quotes, if you don't mind, and I'll let you react. McDaniel, this is from Coach McDaniel. As coaches, we're trying to maximize the talent of every player in their recognized dream. Eric had a great day yesterday. I think he was the fastest GPS player. I think guys are excited to be a part of his journey, and absolutely, we are pouring into him to see what can come out. That was from Coach McDaniel. This is from Coach Wes Welker, who is the coach of the receivers for the Miami Dolphins. Eric is a freak. I mean, he's got a lot of ability, and you see the flashes everywhere. He's definitely doing some great things out there. It's just the consistency of everything that we're talking about and being able to do exactly how we're saying and continuing to work on that. So, with vets like Berrios and Craycraft and the rookie Malik Washington, who looked really good game one last week, what do you think about what the coaches had to say about Eazy-E? And what do you think are actually the chances of him making this opening day roster?
As far as him making the roster goes, that's hard. That's hard because he got injured or something, and then he was out. And we haven't seen him at all. I would love to see him come alive and be part of this team. I would love it. I think like Coach McDaniel saying, he's got a lot of talent, like Coach Wes Welker saying, both coaches are saying he's got a lot of talent. It's just a matter of putting it together and being consistent is what they're saying. I didn't realize he wasn't being consistent. I didn't know that until you just spoke about it. So I didn't know that was his issue. Whereas Tyndall, he had problems learning the playbook. So Eazy-E wasn't having problems learning the playbook. It was just a matter of him not being exactly where and how they want him to be now. So that concerns me if he's going on his second or third year, and that's been the issue the whole time. So that would concern me. But I think that he was injured, and that's what really brought him away from the field in the beginning. And like they say, if you're not there, then you can't be on the field. So, and he hasn't been on the field.
Then Fish Tank has disappeared. That's all right. We'll wait for him to pop back in there. But absolutely great point by Fish Tank Hank. And again, that's what's so great about this football team. And for a lot of the spots, there's one position that's not like this. For a wide receiver, I mean, it really is a rotating door. Like, God forbid Tyreek or Jalen go down, but the thing is, Tyreek goes down, you got Jalen goes down, you got OBJ, you got Malik, you got, Miami's receiving position. There are probably some really good players that the staff says, man, wait till these guys get on the field. It's just so roster, talent stacked at the top that these guys can't see it. The consistency thing, Fish Tank, that key word, I saw that too, and I thought about that. And I know Evan would probably go, you see, that's a Bobby thing, because I would say consistency. But I would have to say probably the consistency of, running the correct routes, knowing where to be at the right time. He probably has all the talent. Again, the fastest GPS player. That's what stood out to me. So the potential is there. Lo-Fi says he could be it could be our Debo option. Aladino Hank is off the field. But
yeah, somebody called in. Somebody called in.
There you go. Yes, that could happen. That could happen. But I'm excited to hear that for Uzunkamara, and I think it's great for him as a young player trying to find his way to make this team and to get another chance on this team as talented as it is. To hear your coaches speak of you in that fashion, to show that type of belief, hopefully he reciprocates that and shows it off on the field. I hope that is the case. So I'm really looking forward to seeing him later tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern against the Commanders.
Yeah, Bobby, the other thing is for Miami, they're not solidified at the number 3. They're not solidified at 3. So if Eazy-E comes alive during the preseason and starts doing some of these things they want him to and be a little more consistent, he could be our number 3 as far as we know, and if he's as big of a freak as Wes Welker's saying, because for Wes Welker to say that the man's a freak, that's quite a compliment in my opinion. So I'm really hoping he makes the team. I would love to see him as a number 3 as long as he's ready to step into that role. What's the story with OBJ?
Well, just rating again. He's still dealing with that injury that he had last year. We saw that someone pissed him off. I don't remember who exactly. Someone pissed him off on Twitter, talking about if he was probably being like a Will Fuller, which I think was under the belt. You don't need to go there. I don't think he is that. He's dealing with an injury that he had last year. But I think he is determined to come back and hope. And really, again, I'm not trying to be a homer when I say this, and I know that would probably raise Fish Tank's eyebrows there, but I'm not trying to be a homer when I say this, but I believe that OBJ knows how talented this team is, being with the number 1 receiver and Tyreek Hill and Tua Tagovailoa, who just got his deal and all this.
The number 1 player in the NFL, yeah.
Number 1 player in the NFL, that's right. I will say that I believe OBJ, we're probably going to get the best version of Odell Beckham Jr. since he was on the Super Bowl Rams.
I agree, Bobby.
I really
totally
do
agree
that.
with you.
So
he's going to come out pissed off with a chip on his shoulder, and he's going to be ready to blow it up.
Yeah. I 100% believe in that. And again, I'm not being a homer. I just believe the chip is on his shoulder. I believe he knows what is at stake, not just for him, but for this football team, not just for this team, but for him. I think we're going to get the best version of him. I'm very excited about seeing Odell Beckham this season as our number 3 and sometimes possibly number 2. And you could surprise and be number 1. It's just the way that receiving core is set up. Lo-fi. Oh yeah. Oh my. Lo-fi. OBJ is a bum. Send him packing. Oh my. Here we go. Lo-fi is on fire today. Let's get into this game. Dolphins versus the Commanders. Last week we did not see much, if any, of the starters, minus some players on the offensive line, playing in that game. But Coach McDaniel has said that some starters will play tonight. So my question for you, Fish Tank.
Yes, sir.
Who would you like to see playing, and for how long?
Well, for me, I want all the rookies and those folks out there. I want them playing hard, especially tonight. I'd like to see some Chop Robinson, see what he can do. Let him blow up a little bit. I'm mainly going to be watching the defense though tonight. Hopefully I get to watch it. Last time I didn't get to watch it, so hopefully I get to watch the defense tonight. I'd love to see what they do. Last year I bought some subscription to something so I could watch all the preseason games. This year I didn't do it, and now they're blacking them out.
NFL, you probably got NFL Plus, which is that subscription for $5.99, I think it was. I did the same thing. I didn't do it this year, but
yeah,
I have a way, but it was kind of glitching on me yet last week. So hopefully it doesn't do this week. Pissed me off a little bit, but I'm with you. I will see the game tonight. So I like that. I do want to see the rookies all play. I'm keeping my eye on them. I'm keeping my eye on and Easy. In regards of starters, I want to see if any of them, all of them. I want to see the starting offense. I want to see Tua out there, Tyreek, Jalen. I want to see Raheem and Devon Achane. And, I wanted them because, again, it's a shorter preseason. Usually it's game 3 when they all play that one whole game. I don't want to see them play a whole game. We don't need to see that. I want to see maybe a first half. Play the first half, get your reps in, and then the third and fourth quarter, let the rest of the group get in there. Especially,
they'll do that with the first stringers tonight.
I don't know if they're going to do it. This is what I want, Fish Tank. I want to see them get the whole first half, majority of that first half. I want to see them get those reps in. Yeah, that's right. As soon as we start talking about streaming or watching a game, here they come, full game streaming. Fire Stick for sure. Look, there it is again. Anyway, but no, I definitely want to see. I want to see Tua out there. I want him to get his feet wet. I want to see Devon Achane, Raheem Mostert, all those guys. Want to get a couple. If not a first half, give me a first quarter. Give me a first quarter and a half. Do something like that, or score a touchdown. Score a big ass touchdown and go sit down at the rest of the thing. Leave it. Good thing. And I want to see the quarterbacks. I want to see Skyler versus Mike White again. Again, I feel good about most positions. If Raheem Mostert goes down, we got Devon Achane, Jalen Wright, etc. If Tyreek, and again, I don't knock on wood. If Tyreek goes down, we got Jalen, OBJ, whatever. You could say that about a few of the positions, corner, etc. About the Dolphins. The one position you can't do that and feel comfortable with is the quarterback. Something happens to Tua, we're screwed. We're done. Mike White and Skylar Thompson do not leave you confident whatsoever. So I want to see how they respond to last week. I want to see if they could put the second quarterback job, put that in their grasp and roll with it. Because again, I'm not confident whatsoever. They got me, bro. Adios, amigos. What happened? I know a lot of people. I know we've been talking about this for a little while. about the backup quarterback position, and we've touched on Ryan Tannehill being that possible option back there, obviously familiarity and whatever. But I mean, again, a veteran quarterback who's had many years of playoff experience and playoff experience, a guy who could step in. That if God forbid your starting quarterback goes down, you have no real concern. You're like, you know what? We can make this. We could do this. We could win a game or two with this guy at quarterback. I don't feel like we have that in Mike White or Skylar Thompson. So I'm interested in seeing them, but I still am hoping that the Dolphins go ahead and do that and bring in a veteran quarterback. And I know now the noise is getting a little louder. Avenge me, damn hackers. Oh man, Cap, I'm sorry, brother. That sucks. Hopefully. But Fish Tank, where are from a 1 to 10, how comfortable are you with the quarterback position? Backups, not Tua. 1 to 10.
I'm at about a 6.
Okay.
I'm at about a 6, maybe even a 7, believe it or not. And I'll tell you why. The only reason I feel that way is because both of our backups have been there 2 years. That's the first part of it. This is their second, this is White's second year, right?
Yeah. With the team.
So that's the only reason I give them a little higher grades, because they both have been there for 2-3 years. Skylar Thompson, obviously longer, but
yeah.
And he's played in a few regular games, so he's got that going for him. Now, as far as their talent goes, they both have talent, but do they have the same talent and abilities that Tua have? No, they don't. Their timing isn't as fast. They're not as accurate. And that's how this entire offense is built up. And that's why they get chopped down at the knees. And that's why I kind of say, 6 maybe, or maybe 5. But I got to have faith in my team, and they're currently on my team. And I might be a little bit of a homer and all that, but I have a little bit of faith in them. And I want to see what they do tonight, to be honest with you. But for right now, I have them at about a 6. I'm about at a 6, yeah.
Okay, no, that's fine. That's fine. And again, counterpoint to what you were just saying. I mean, or just to carry what you were saying, in spite of my personal belief, again, second year with Mike White, third year with Skylar Thompson. Again, it's game 1 of the preseason. We could see game 2, 3, them look much better, and everything will be right in the world. I will be, on my personal opinion, Fish Tank. And I mean, your point is valid. I understand where you're coming from, so that's why I say that. Mine would be about a 2 and a 3. I'm not comfortable with those guys whatsoever. As you know, I've been preaching all offseason. We need to go get another quarterback to be behind Tua. And last week did not make me feel comfortable whatsoever. Reading between the tea leaves of the insiders and all this whatnot, it looks like the noise is growing louder that no one's comfortable. Cap is absolutely right. Today's price is not tomorrow's price. Minnesota just lost J.J. McCarthy for their whole season, their rookie quarterback, which is horrible. I mean, Minnesota has no luck this offseason. I just feel for those guys. They lost their rookie corner, rest in peace. They've lost now their quarterback. They've lost something else. It's just one thing after another. But in the point of, and that might be just, Tannehill, that's probably prime position right there. Go up to Minnesota, be their starter. Do they actually feel good with Sam Darnold as their starter? That's why I wish Miami would be a little proactive and say, hey, you know what? Let's call this guy. Let's bring him in, or let's go get, I say Tannehill because I feel he is the best option. It's not because he played for the Dolphins, even though I'm not a hater on Tannehill like most people. I do believe he's the best option to be your veteran backup quarterback. He gives you the best chance to win if that bad scenario Tua goes down. If Mike White and Skylar Thompson come out at any point during the season, I don't feel good at all. That's how I feel. So in regards of what players I'm most looking forward to watching today, I am looking forward to watching Skylar and Mike White because I want them to show me, hey, we got this. I don't feel that they do, but I would love to see them show me that. And so I hope, I'm with Fish Tank. or I trust in Fish Tank and hope he's right, that 2 years under the same coach, 3 years under the same regime with Skylar Thompson, that we see that growth. Another player I'm looking for, again, players I'm looking forward to, I want to see those running backs. I want to see Mozart. I want to see Devon Aitchen. I really love what I saw in Jalen Wright. I want to see that again. Easy E. Tanner Connor had some good plays last week. Let's see that continue. Let's see some Jonnu Smith. My goodness, I saw a great play. It's practice. I understand, not overhyping practice, but my goodness. I mean, I saw that guy look like a receiver. He did not look like a big tight end. That he made a leaping catch that looked beautiful. I'm really excited about seeing the tight end position this season. In regards to defensive side, I want to see some Chop. Chop didn't play last week. I want to see Chop Robinson. I want to see him get a few reps in, maybe a first quarter, first half. Let's get it done.
I definitely want to see him too, Bobby. That's my key guy.
Let's see here. Make sure I'm not missing anything. Let's see. Am I missing anything here? Raphael's in the house. Great to see you, Ralph.
Ralphie.
Villain says, go get Tannehill. Daniel says, I'm pumped to see Baby Kittle.
Yeah.
He says, I didn't want OBJ. It's not a good look that he's arguing with fans on X. I would give job to Washington. He's coming on. I don't mind, again, in regards of what he was saying about the fan was accusing him of stealing money and being Will Fuller. I think he has a right to defend himself, Daniel, especially something like that. Other stuff like, he's not going to be that good. Bench him. I want to see Malik, like what you're saying there. That's different. He should quiet that noise and go ahead and just play. Forget what they're saying and move forward and try to prove that you're still who you are. In regards of being accusing, saying, he's faking an injury, he's Will Fuller, which again, another accusation towards Will Fuller and whatever, we know what happened there. But to me, then to say, all right, you know what, and say something towards that, I don't have an issue with.
Yeah,
stand up for yourself, but also get as fast as you can to this field, be as healthy, and improve why Miami wasn't really interested in bringing you on.
Yeah, that's funny. OBJ hanging out with Hill off field. Nothing bad can come of that there.
Do you guys think the Adam Beasley video of OBJ is just him playing possum? I didn't see a video. So if you could just elaborate, Cap, that'd be great.
What do we got, Bobby? Talk to me, Brody.
Well,
talk to me, Brody.
We basically just talked. We talked about most everything with this game. Again, what we're excited about seeing. I want to see the punter. Let me tell you something. I'm losing his name right now, but the punter last week, the Dolphins punter was not good. He had a lot of hiccups. I want to see some decent punts, man. There was a good kid there from MTSU, Kyle Albrecht, who held records and really was committed until the last day of training camp, sitting there in the hot Florida sun with signs and everything, with his cleats in a bag, ready to do a walk-on on camp and kick that ball and try to make the opening day roster. When you look at your punter in week 1 and see what in the preseason and see what he did, and you don't even say, you know what, let's just give this kid an opportunity to kick.
Yeah.
Let's give an opportunity to kick. Let's see what he can do. You don't have to keep him for preseason game 2. Just give him an opportunity. And you don't do that after you see the heart and the commitment of what he was doing.
Yeah.
Was ridiculous. So I want to see if that punter, and again, I lost his name, so forgive me, guys, and somebody fix it or let me know, remind me. But he was horrible last week. That's why Kyle believed I could make this team. Show why you were the starting punter for the Miami Dolphins, because last week you didn't. And all fans, most Dolphin fans, majority, Bailey, thank you. The majority of Dolphin fans, maybe 99.9% of them, were in support of the Dolphins signing this kid off the street who was with MTCU last year, because we don't believe in you. And you showed last week why we shouldn't believe in you as the punter. We want a kid off the street. And again, MTSU, undrafted free agent, he had some records, and he's been practicing on campuses and everything, waiting for that call. We wanted him more than we wanted you. And you should have shown last week, damn, they really want some kid off the street other than me, a veteran pro. And in the preseason, you didn't show a damn thing. You kicked like a bum. So show me how you can kick. Get some kicks in the 5-yard line. Pin them back. Show me that. Was that good, Fish Tank?
Yeah, that was good. You ready?
Yes, I am ready.
Yeah, me too.
All right. So, as we see, he's keeping on doing for a reason. OBJ's still there. All right. So, Fish Tank, before we wrap this up, again, it's very excited for game 2. We got game 3 next week, then we got a bye, and then we got week 1 coming up around the corner. So we're this close to real NFL football, where it means some college football is right around the corner. I'm super excited about what we got going on in the channel. College football Touchdown in Paradise, our college football podcast, starting this Tuesday night with the crew coming back for their second season with FTSN. We got the Canesville Miami Hurricanes podcast starting up in a couple weeks. Really excited for that. And a big game, Florida versus Miami coming up. We got to go get those skaters in the swamp, beat them down, and prove the Hurricanes. I love it. And then tonight, content doesn't stop for FTSN. We have No Holds Barred Wrestling Podcast with me and Josh Kimmel, talking everything WWE and AEW and all of the above. You know, we have a lot of fun doing that. So if you are a pro wrestling fan, you want to talk wrestling,
I'm into wrestling.
Come join us and talk some wrestling. Fish Tank, anything you got going on? Any final thoughts before we wrap this up?
No, I got to get a hold of that person that called me. That's about it. You know, I'm going to go out cruising today, though. I'm going out cruising. Today is a cruise day. It's beautiful outside. Want to see?
Yeah. Hey, and my brother, who was in Orlando, he went to Universal Studios last week. He texted
That's my
me.
back door, everybody.
Yes. Nice pool there. And there's the lake. And my brother, he was in Orlando last week. He was driving when I talked to him earlier that day. And he called me. He tried to call me, and then he texted me after. And he goes, and I said, dude, I'm busy. I'm doing something, blah, blah, blah. We had just finished the show, Fish Tank, maybe 20 minutes. I don't know how long after the show. He goes, look who I see. And he sends me a picture of Fish Tank's car.
Yeah, I was pulling driving into 7-Eleven to get gas.
Yeah, he was right behind me. I told him, I said, man, you should have pulled up. Tell him lower his window. He would have talked to you and said, hey, I'm Harris. I'm Bobby Finstock's brother. He would have been all good. He would have loved to see you.
Yeah, I would have loved to have seen him and met with him. He should have said something to me or something.
100%. He was shy, I think, but no, he goes, look who I'm sitting behind. I said, look at that. Should have flagged him down. Oh man, I get those messages.
Hey, if any of you folks ever see me out there, come on up and introduce yourself, because I go to the games and there's thousands of people there that I wind up interacting with because of the car. You know, the car stands out, of course. So I wind up interacting with people all the time about the car or about the Dolphins. And everywhere I go, people take pictures and stuff and all that stuff. And it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. So I enjoy meeting with people. I love the interaction. That's part of what I needed to do, because years ago I wasn't very active and out and about. So now I try to get myself out there and interact with everybody I can. And, you know, that's why I do these shows too, because I want to be able to express how I feel about the Miami Dolphins. And I know other fans feel the same way. They're excited about what's coming. They know how good this team can be. It's just a matter of give us that chance. We need to take our opportunities when they come this year, Bobby.
100%.
And that's all I have.
There you go. Hey guys, also, you know, again, I'm going to talk about this throughout the season and going into February. But as we talked about last week, And I just brought up earlier in the show, again, I am participating in the Dolphins Cancer Challenge this year, raising money. For that, we've all had cancer impact us in one way or another. Personally, whether it's, for yourself or family or friends. I mean, for me, my grandfather, Raphael, walked for him last year. He passed away from cancer. My uncle Joey, friends, Doug Fouts and Lisa Langen. I walked for Steve Malloy's sister, Fish Tank, who's doing well now. And we got some good news a couple weeks back. So I'm excited for that. But
Here,
it's
hold on.
something.
I got a question here, Bobby.
Yes, sir.
Not to interrupt you, because I hate doing that. Says, Hank, who was your favorite Dolphins play-by-play announcer? Well, for me, I could only watch on TV here and there because I was in the military. So I was gone on boats and stuff like that. I was gone a lot. So I didn't really get to see a lot of commentators. But my favorite was Summerall and Madden. I used to love listening to Madden, just break it down, make it simple where anybody can understand what he's talking about. And, he just knew how to bring everybody in, and just the boom and the pow, and you see him hit him there. And, just those types of reactions from him were wild. And I love that. Now, as far as a play-by-play announcer, that's Miami. I never had one. I never really had one. And like I said, and it was just because I was always gone somewhere or doing something. I mean, most football seasons, I didn't even get to watch them because either I was underway for 3 months or something, or something like that. So there was always something going on where I didn't get to watch the full football season.
There you go. I love John Madden and Pat Summerall, and John Madden was my favorite. And I'll talk about this tomorrow morning on East 10th Street Boys, but we're going to touch on this. But Nicolas Cage from Con Air, was just casted as John Madden in the movie, in a biopic. But continuing what I was saying, is that the Dolphins Cancer Challenge, raising money for that, as I did last year, something near and dear to my heart, guys. And walking, I'm doing the 5K again this year. And if guys, I'll say this. I understand, the way the world is right now, money is tight and all this whatnot. So, but we've all had cancer impact us one way or another. And this is something worth donating to and pushing towards, because we all want this to end. We want there to be a cure for cancer, so that way we can feel safe within ourselves and safe for our family members, and honor those that we loved and that we've lost. I've seen some of you guys there saying the same thing with your grandparents, that you lost your grandparents. I miss my grandfather, every day. I really do. I use my step grandfather, but to me he's my grandfather, Ralph the father, and I have so many great stories to tell about him, and maybe I will one of these days. I love watching a video of him, hearing his voice. But he was such, for such a small stature man, he's so large in life. So this really means so much to me and near and dear to my heart, as it is for much of you. And so I'm asking you guys, obviously, to share this, but also to whatever you can donate, please do, whether it's $5, $1, $10, whatever, please do so, and let's hit that goal. Last year, Dolphins Cancer, 15 years. This has gone 15 years now. They've made $75 million towards the fight of cancer for the Dolphins. And it's Sylvester Cancer Research for the University of Miami. Last year, the team I'm on with Big E and Ashley of 305 Sports Babe, etc., made $46,000 of the $10 million they made last year. So we want to surpass that goal. So guys, do me a favor, grab your phone, your iPad, whatever, scan that barcode and donate whatever you can. It would be a great help, and I would be unbelievably appreciated to you for doing that. And we'll continue. And again, if you miss it today, that's fine. We'll share it throughout the season, and hopefully build this up and kick cancer's ass eventually, get it out of here. So another thing too, I saw on here, and 100% agree here. I've been pushing for this as well. Cat for Life, Lisa Siegel for Fan of the Year. Man, talking about the Dolphins Cancer Challenge. my vote is for Lisa Siegel. I've said about this for about a couple of weeks ago, a few weeks ago. I said, man, let me tell you. First of all, I had the privilege of meeting her at the Dolphins. Was it at the Week of the Fans or whatever for the Carolina Panthers game when I went down there with Finn Stanzo and met up with Fish Tank. I had the honor of meeting Lisa, and my goodness, what a saint of a human being. I mean, truly, screams joy, always smiling and welcoming and warm to friends and strangers alike. And what a diehard Miami Dolphin fan, first of all. Always pumping up the Dolphins and being a supporter like of Jalen Phillips, posting his picture every day until he came back. Now it's posting a picture every day until he gets on the field. I mean, and the players love her. The fans, fellow fans and friends, we love her. We think she's amazing. But talking about Dolphins Cancer Challenge, she's a champion of that. It's been for 15 years. They've been doing this. She's done it for 14 in honor of her mother. She every day, even when they're not raising money for it, she's raising awareness for cancer, raising awareness for the Dolphins Cancer Challenge. That is who she is. We've had some great fan of the year, the past few seasons. And there are many great Dolphin fans who deserve to be fan of the year. And God willing, one day they do hit that. But this year has to be Lisa, in my opinion. This is my personal opinion out there and my little promotion for it. Guys, if you haven't yet, Fanatic 1972, I believe, is her @ on Twitter. An amazing person, an amazing human being, an amazing Dolphin fan. So, Cap, I'm with you. Lisa for fan of the year this year. Love to get her on the show. I'm going to reach out to her. I would love to get her on one of the shows because she's amazing. But,
hey, Bobby.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
I'm not as amazing as I used to be, but I'd like to be the fan of the year maybe next year. That would be fun.
Hey, like I said, many great Dolphin fans deserve it. One of them, Fish Tank, 100%. 100%.
Hey, I'm a Dolphins fan. Doesn't that include me?
It includes you. And so is Anthony Manzano and Ralphie Boy and myself and, and all that whatnot.
No, don't diminish me. Keep pumping me up, Bobby. This is for next year.
Next year. But yes, so Dolphriki will win fan of the year again for the Dolphins this year. She won it last year, and I think she's also, I don't know who she's pumping up, but
thank you, Cap.
Lisa this year, Anthony.
Thank you, Cap.
Ralphie Boy. Yes, Ralph. Miss Ralph the father, Grandpa. I'm doing the DCC for him, and excited to be raising money for him and for all those affected by cancer.
You know what, Bobby?
Yeah.
My problem is I don't do anything nowadays, because I'm old and stuff. So I don't do a lot nowadays. But I used to do a lot. But I can't bring that today to get credit for my fandom.
You got the car. That stands out. You have the car.
Yeah. That's showing my fandom every day.
That's right. 100%. 100%. So there you go.
I just love football. It doesn't really matter to me who's playing unless it's the Bills because I don't want to watch them. Oh, my God. I forgot to tell you this story, Bobby. Holy mackerel. I went to a bar.
Yeah.
Outside bar. And the Bills were playing. And I'm always decked out in Dolphins gear, and so's my wife. So my wife goes off to the bathroom before, and I said, I'll meet you out on the patio and all that. And there was Bills fans watching the Bills game. And I mean, this guy was really running the mouth at me quite a bit, and I'm a pretty hangout kind of guy, I'm a mellow kind of person. But this person got lippy to the point where I actually had to leave because I didn't want to be part of his drunken stupidity.
Oh,
you know what I mean? So I just told my wife, I said, come on, let's leave. And I said something, in response to what the guy was saying. And he was very belligerent. So as we're leaving now. So we left because his friends were telling him what a jerk he was being to us. So we leave, we get in the car, and we start leaving, you know. And as we're leaving, we come down by the road where the bar, you know, you have a little walkway that goes to the parking lot. So we see that dude, and I'm putting the convertible top down and everything else. Big Bills fan. So as we're going by, Kelly and I just wave and laugh. Oh, that was so much fun. I was like, he has a giant cup of shut the beep up.
Oh, you can never go wrong with Buffalo Bills.
So you know what? I felt pretty good as a Dolphins fan, you know, and of course I acted like a class act. I didn't feed into his stupidity. You know, I just said, this guy's got a problem with anybody that's, you know, not a Bills fan. I can't deal with people like that. I'm out of here.
Yeah.
I didn't even order a drink, Bobby. I didn't even order a drink.
Goodness gracious.
That's how the lengths I go to avoid stupid people, you know. I'd much rather go somewhere where I'll enjoy myself. And, you know, I don't need some mouthy idiot, especially a Bills fan, trying to talk trash to me during a preseason game.
Screw the Bills.
Come on, man.
Screw the Bills. We don't need them. That's how we'll end it. Screw the Bills.
It was fun, though, Bobby. You know, we had the last laugh, of course. So, and you usually do with Bills fans, so it's not that difficult.
100%.
It's not like you're matched against anybody with real brain power. So, no, I'm just kidding, folks. I'm just kidding. Gonna have anybody out there that's a Bills fan coming on strong.
Yeah, they're gonna come after you. All right. There you go. Oh, man. All right, guys. Well, hey, look, we're running close here. Fish Tank has a call to make. We appreciate all you. Don't forget to reach out to tune back in later this evening for another episode of No Holds Barred Wrestling Podcast. And join us tomorrow morning. I'll be back 10 a.m. Eastern with Alex for another episode of East Century Boys. We're going to talk about Nicolas Cage being casted as John Madden. We're going to recap the game. We're going to talk some Miami Heat. So get your cafecito ready. Join us tomorrow morning here on FTSN. Until then, on behalf of the one and only Fish Tank Hank and myself, like, subscribe, and most importantly, as always, fins up,
everybody.